Aha! This is T. Josiah Gaming back for a game review for Feudal Alloy. Feudal Alloy is, I believe, a Czech-developed... Oh gosh, I need to figure out how to adjust my headphone volume. Woo-wee! This is a Czech-developed Metroidvania with a very interesting animation style. All of the characters, I think all of the good guys and bad guys, are all robots in a medieval setting that are just fish controlling robot bodies, which I think is fascinating. So this is basically the opening cutscene. I'm not going to start from the beginning. This is an opening cutscene that you can skip once the game loads, but it basically establishes why your main character is on a quest, kind of making him save the cat so that he's a likable fella. He takes care of the elderly, pretty much a universally likable thing. So basically at the end of this cutscene, it shows that evil robots that aren't very anthropomorphic, they're more just, there you go, those enemies steal the old people's stuff, and our main character basically has to get the stuff back, but also just defeat the enemies altogether. So I'm going to skip that, and where do I start? I am probably a transporter. How's that volume? I'm gonna assume that it's not too high. So this is a transporter. As you can see, I just got the final transporter. I have yet to beat the game. I believe that there's one map piece left, but I skipped it. I went through that section to get here. So I feel like I'm pretty close to the end of the game. I don't know how close. Here is a data cartridge. Those are basically keys. They are... Look, I like a good Metroidvania. The best Metroidvanias, the keys that you get to unlock doors to new places are also skills you can use in traversal and combat. And so these keys are kind of unsatisfying in a way. There's a small puzzle element to them because you have to figure out the symbol on them. You have to match it up to where on the map it goes. So you've got, I don't know, dot line, double circle. So I'm looking for dot line, double circle, dot line, double circle, and I think I've gotten all of the keys and locks back at this part of the game. So I'm gonna assume that it's in this in this piece of the map that I have not gotten the map for yet. I don't think I have another key. Yeah, so since this is a review, let me take you through some of the mechanics. As you can see, switching out in the bottom right, between a medium Molotov and a big bomb. Got 26 of those. That's your bomb, so you use the A button, and then you press the A button again to explode it, and then you can even, and then you can, once you try to use a bomb and you don't have any bombs in your slot, it automatically fills it in with another bomb you have. But anyway, you can adjust your trajectory and you can move while you have that trajectory chosen, so then you throw it and it's a lot further. And again, oh, I guess it went down. That's interesting. Okay, so that's one of my problems with the game. I just cheated. I just broke the game because you see that little thing? I don't know what you want to call it, a Kamehameha. The first time you use that in a while, it glitches, and apparently it still makes it go forward. And so while it's glitching out, it can go through walls and stuff like that. I've got to turn this down, it's so loud in my ear. So Yeah, there's a lot of jank to this game. Funny. Let me just show you some of the things that are some of the things that are janky about it. So that's kind of awkward to use a downward blah blah blah. Got this, which is kind of a cool thing. I like the sword swiping mechanic mostly, but the only thing is that whenever you're swiping on the ground, you can't move, you see? So up in the top left corner, you see there's a heating up mechanic where a lot of the things that you can do, including dashing, which is an ability you get pretty early in the game, sword swiping, which you can do right away, and these little kamehamehas, and this EMP pulse thing. I don't know what else is included in that number, but all make your heat meter go up. And if your heat meter goes all the way up, then you can't do anything that requires heat. See how he's saying, nuh-uh, no, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm pushing a bunch of buttons. So, oh, and you can also change the color of your sword, which is one of the worst Metroidvania abilities that I've probably ever seen. Okay, so this is a new room, right? Okay. Cool. Hey, look, there's also secrets, which is a good part. A part that I like about the game. Picking up the first ones I got were little freeze vials. No, these. Big cooling tank, medium cooling glass. These make it so that your heat does not go up. You see the heat meter is not going up as you do all these things. Hey, look, it glitched again. And then it runs out eventually. Here's more bomb refills. I have not had a problem. Oh, another key. That's awesome. Okay, great. I mean, again, I shouldn't be here. I essentially cheated. The game let me, so, you know, what's considered a cheat? The game didn't necessarily intend for me to get here. But okay, that was lucky. And that's kind of awkward. And this is why you change the color of your sword to just break certain colored wooden blocks, which I think is a little silly. Again, I think I went through this backwards. Aha! I see. The intended strat was, because I was here just a second ago, but up at the top of this elevator. Yeah, I went this way. And I was supposed to go down here because I had just gotten the yellow. Yeah, so there's a lot of, I don't know a better word than jank for this game. There's a lot of stuff that is just not as intended. Okay, so this is circle dot line line. Do I have a circle dot line line? Yes, I do at the top of that room, so let me go back. I'm gonna go to the top of that room. Now, I've been kind of hard on this game because it is not optimized in a lot of ways. But I am a sucker for a Metroidvania where, yeah, you put the key card and now it's out of my inventory. I pushed up to make it go in there, and then this opened up. I'm a sucker for a Metroidvania where there are locks and keys. And I think all those little gears that I'm picking up are experience. And I do have an experience point. There's a skill tree, which is hard to navigate. But devastating. Yeah, the main thing you want in this game is damage. So just do all of the damage. Honestly, don't even... What was the first one for this? Add some armor. Yeah, these two were helpful, and then it was like, I never parry. I'm never gonna parry. I don't need to. I just need to hit as hard as possible. And the cooling system, auto-realize, yeah. So I did a few on the cooling, but really the most important thing is just damage, damage, damage. Did I see that there was a save in this room? Oh no, that's just my shadow. Double jump is another ability you get later in this game. This is a spoiler review, I should say. Oh my goodness. Cheeky. You can hit down, like in Hollow Knight, which is, I mean, pretty clearly a reference to Hollow Knight. But because Hollow Knight is kind of amazing, I don't mind at all. I wish more games would not copy, but be inspired by Hollow Knight. Just think of it as a genre, as a new genre. I will say it's a little more awkward than Hollow Knight with the hitting. I had to get used to using only the analog stick because I do sometimes prefer using the D-pad, the directional pad in Hollow Knight. What just happened? Why did that open? It's gonna close on me because it is time for a boss fight, is what's about to happen. Okay, very interesting. Okay. I've never fought this guy before. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's probably for the best. Okay. That dash can dash through people. Oh my gosh. How? I feel like I'm supposed to stand on that somehow. Was that a ladder? Well, that was lucky. One weird thing about this game is there's only 2 bosses altogether. Oh my goodness. Okay. It'll take me a little bit to figure out how to do any of this. Okay. Is this a ladder? It is a ladder. Okay. The hurt boxes and the hit boxes are, again, I don't know how to describe it besides janky. Like, I hit. I clearly hit. Let's see how long I can do this. Okay, I'm pretty overpowered, I think, is why I'm surviving so long, because I'm getting hit a lot. Oh, I avoided it. I avoided one attack. That's amazing. Okay, how did I not avoid that one? That's fine. That's fine. I'll use this as a ladder, which is kind of funny. Okay. I died! I died! Oh no! Oh no! I think it was the next room. So let's see what kind of jank the game has in store for me. I assume it will actually save the boss having died. Oh, it doesn't. Wow. Wow, I did great. Alright. That's fine. Okay. Crud. How? I'm trying so hard. Okay, I'm gonna do a freeze so that I can stay up here for longer. And I don't heat up as fast. Yeah, this is definitely... I broke the game. That's fine. Okay. Oh, what? Only one side of him is a ladder. Okay. Is this the death of... Okay. Okay, that still kills me. Oh, maybe I didn't actually defeat him? I did defeat him. Okay. And that breaks. Even after the boss fight. Okay. Boss 2.0. Yeah, there were only 2 bosses in the entire game. There were, however, a lot of mini-game bosses that were... I liked. I liked challenging myself. I don't know, why do I need these? I mean, if that's the final boss, what's harder than that I'm gonna face, you know? Also, I like messing with my magnet. Trying to avoid the stuff. As long as I can. So that's a fun little game that I invented for myself. Yeah, the game is really hard to start, honestly, for me. Excuse me? Okay, I guess I finished the game on recording. Okay, so I'm gonna watch this at the same time as kind of talking about some stuff. I was... gosh, it was so awkward to fight and to jump, and the enemies were kind of weird at first, especially at the beginning. It wasn't very intuitive. Okay, peaceful and relaxing. Okay, cool. Info. Okay. Navratil Balakova. Oh, patrons. That's sweet. Andrzej Leichert. But I will say it was satisfying. Eventually, whenever I started leveling up with the double jump and the dash, those were 2 things that really, really helped improve the gameplay. There were a lot of things that didn't make sense to me at the beginning that actually they were good in the end, because then I figured it out later in the game organically. For instance, the teleporters do not tell you they're teleporters, and so the first teleporter you come across does not do anything because you don't have a second teleporter to go to, and the credits have stopped. Just little things like that. And like, why is Matthew Steed next to music instead of underneath it? There's several things that are just weird about this. Oh, interesting. I can adjust this. Oh, and you have to click A to actually adjust stuff. Dansk. Is that Russian? I think that's oh, that's Belarusian, isn't it? That's Dutch, I want to say. Romanian. Oh, I think that's... Yeah, that's Ukrainian. Portuguese. Brazilian Portuguese. Turkish. I don't know. I assume Mandarin. I'm going to say that's Russian. Polish. Oh, gosh. I don't know the difference between Mandarin and Japanese and Korean. And Vietnamese? I should know better. I should know better. Nilf Magyar. I really have no idea what language that could be. Sorry I've gotten caught up in this. I enjoy languages. But yeah, overall, this is a really awkward game to play. It has an interesting visual style, which some, including myself, might find a little infantile. I like how... I'm pretty sure that the animation of, I think the main character's name is Atu, is not moving in conjunction with all of its pieces. All of its pieces are separate from one another. So instead of animating the whole object, they've animated pieces because I think that's easier to do. And it's just shortcuts like that that compound for me to make an awkward game. But some people, I've shown this game to a couple other people, and one person said, oh, it looks like an Adult Swim cartoon, and that's some people's style, you know? I think it's, for such a Hollow Knight ripoff, I'm sorry for saying it, but for such a Hollow Knight ripoff, I can appreciate that the art is different than Hollow Knight. It's not trying to be cutesy, like Crowsworn, which will probably be an amazing game, looks a lot like Hollow Knight, you know, and I don't have a problem with that, but I can see how other people would have a problem with that. So I think that this game does a good job. Why on earth, after the boss, did it give me more health potions? That is so silly. There's no replayability value in this, not really. I'm hating on the game because there's so much to hate. But at the end of the day, it's a Metroidvania. It's an exploration-based, you know, lock and key sort of system. I just pushed A, and that also skipped, even though it said B to skip. Oh, well. Where do I end up? Right before the boss room, I assume? Right. Oh, yeah, on the other side of the boss room. I will probably play this just to get the last map piece. That'll probably be the rest of what I... See, I like that enemy variety, by the way, where it shoots bombs at you that don't go off right away. Oops. Unlike in Hollow Knight, hitting something with your down sword does not reset your double jump. Yeah, so all in all, this is a cool game, but I have so many problems with it. I mean, there's so much optional content that isn't worth it. At the end of the day, there's so much, like, oh, I've never been here, have I? Oh, look at that. Wraps around to an older section. That's nice. Does it do anything? Okay, cooldown, Atu. This was what a previous section looked like, more of a white castle feeling. There's really only 3 distinct sections in the game. I should not be going this way, because there's not going to be much new at all this way. But, yeah, there's a lot to hate. But at the end of the day, it's satisfying to not only power up, but also to get your bearings. It took a long time to get my bearings, but once I did, it was nice. It was satisfying to kind of conquer a game despite it being really unwieldy. Ugh, I hate that guy. Yeah, so I went in the wrong door, so I'm just not gonna save. That's fine. My score for this is gonna be a 3 out of 5. These are all the power-ups. These are a bunch of achievements. Apparently I've only received 5 of the stolen lockets. Let's see, what achievements? Find all the pieces of the map. I almost did that. Open all the chests. Interesting. Find all the lockets. Yeah, we just looked at that. Put on a complete equipment set. Oh, I see, okay. Ones that all match each other. I didn't do the ones that match because I did all the ones that upped your damage as much as possible, no matter what set they were a part of. Use all the data cartridges. So those are all the little keys, these things. And then the last one is, activate all the teleporters. Oh, gotcha, finish the game. Hoard that many, spend that many, hit a scarecrow 10 times, activate all the modules, and then the 2 bosses. Yeah, so I'm going to give it a 3.5. It is a game that is not excellently made. But it does offer Metroidvania lovers the opportunity to master an awkward set of controls, which almost makes it all the more satisfying when you can, let's see, strong platinum head. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, all the more satisfying whenever you do master the controls, despite them being cruddy. But it wasn't really a purposeful experience. So, all in all, 3.3 out of 5, 3.0 out of 5. I only recommend you play if you are patient and if you like Metroidvanias. Hey! Have a great day, everybody! Blah, 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 blah.